everyone, and welcome back, and thanks for joining me again. We have another Magic the Gathering deck showcase video here. This time, this is Dwarves and Treasures. I hope you all enjoy. Like I always say, like, comment, subscribe. Let me know if there's any games you would like to see me play. Share out my videos. Do all that jazz. And with that said, Dwarves and Treasures. We have Spikefield Hazard. It's a double-sided card. You can either play it for 1 red for its instant to deal 1 damage to any target. If a permanent dealt damage this way would die this turn, exile it instead. That's pretty good. You can ping out a toughness 1 creature if we need to, or we can play it as a land. So it's got 2 beneficial purposes. It's got 4 in the deck. Next up is Fire Prophecy, 1 red, 1 anything. It's instant. It deals 3 damage to target creature. Then you may put a card from your hand on the bottom of your library. If you do, draw a card. So again, kind of like Spikefield Hazard, it's very good. You can get rid of a creature that has 3 toughness while also putting a dead card that you might have in your hand that you don't necessarily need to the bottom of your library, so you can draw a fresh card. So it's very, very good. Got 3 in the deck. Next up is the main star in the whole deck, Magda, brazen outlaw, 1 red, 1 anything, 2/1. She says other dwarves you control get +1/+0. Whenever a dwarf you control becomes tapped, create a treasure token. The kicker is here, you could sacrifice 5 treasures to search your library for an artifact or dragon card, put that card onto the battlefield, then shuffle. Now, you can use that part of her ability, the sacrifice the 5 treasures, whenever you want. It doesn't matter if she's tapped or not. As long as you got the 5 treasures out on the field, you can go ahead and spend them and pull out whatever dragon you want. It's absolutely amazing. If you just toss her really in any dragon deck that uses treasures, I mean, you can pull out some of the biggest dragons with her just for 5 measly treasure tokens in the game. That's a little crazy. We have Rimrock Knight ×2, 1 red, 1 anything. Again, he's kind of like a double-sided card. You can pay 1 red to target creature gets +2/+0 until end of turn, so that way we can push through some damage if we need to. And then we can cast him for his creature cost of 1 red of the 1 red, 1 anything, and he becomes a 3/1. Can't block, but he has his beneficial purposes. Next up is Scorching Dragonfire. 1 red, 1 anything. It's an instant. It deals 3 damage to target creature or planeswalker. If that creature or planeswalker would die this turn, exile it instead. So again, kind of like Fire Prophecy there. It's there to deal 3 damage to any creature's toughness, and hopefully that 3 would be enough to kill it, or at least drop it down so you can kill it. We have 7 Dwarves as the next card. It's 1 red, 1 anything. It's a 2/2. 7 Dwarves gets +1/+1 for each other creature named 7 Dwarves you control, so it's pretty standard. A deck can have up to 7 cards named 7 Dwarves. So that's pretty self-explanatory. They pump each other up. You can have 7 in the deck, so we have 7 in the deck. Next up, we have a Vault Robber. We only have 3 of him. 1 red, 1 anything. You can tap 1 of anything and him to exile a creature card from your graveyard to create a treasure token. So if we need to get that extra treasure token out that we need to either cast the Outlaw's effect, or if we just need that 1 extra treasure token for something, we can get it through Vault Robber. Plus, with them having 3 toughness, he can hang around on the field maybe for an extra turn or 2 with his 3 toughness. Next up, we have Gold Vein Pickaxe. It costs 2 of anything. It's the artifact equipment. Equipped creatures get +1/+1. Whenever equipped creature deals combat damage to a player, create a treasure token. It has the cost of equipped 1. So it's very, very good in helping you generate treasure tokens while boosting up one of your creatures as well. I like to toss it on the brazen outlaw, so she gets the +1, becomes a 3/2, And whenever she attacks, you'll not only create the treasure token from her ability for tapping, but you'll also get to create another one for dealing damage to a player. So that's pretty good. We got 2 in the deck. And next up, we got Big Score. It's 4 mana, 1 red, 3 anything, instant. We have to discard a card, but it allows us to draw 2 cards and then create 2 treasure tokens. So again, we can get rid of a dead card in our hand to replace it with 2 new cards and create 2 treasure tokens to use for whatever we need. So it's pretty good. We got 2 in the deck. We have 1 Stormkiln Artist. I'm pretty sure you can build a deck around this man just by himself, but we just have 1 in the deck for now as our big beater dwarf pretty much. He gets +1/+0 for each artifact you control, so that means he gets a +1/+0 for every treasure we're going to control. Now, whenever you cast or copy an instant or sorcery spell, you get to create a treasure token because he has Magecraft. So he can get pumped up really, really quick just by his effect alone, or by you pumping out treasures by your other means. So it's pretty good. Pretty good beater. We got 1 in the deck. Then we have Opportunist Dragon at 1, 2 mana, 2 anything. It's a 4/3 flying. When it enters the battlefield, choose target human or artifact an opponent controls for as long as Opportunist Dragon remains on the battlefield. Gain control of that permanent, it loses all abilities, and it can't attack or block. It's a pretty cheeky card to use on your opponent to steal one of their main cards, like their main card in their deck, whatever they may be playing, whether it be a creature or artifact. As long as it's a human or artifact, you can take control of it. You can't use it, but hey, you get to steal something from your opponent. We got 1 in the deck. Next up, we have a backup win condition, Revel in Riches, 1 black, 4 anything. It's an enchantment. Whenever a creature an opponent controls dies, create a treasure token. At the beginning of your upkeep, if you control 10 or more treasure tokens, you win the game. Pretty self-explanatory. We get 10 treasures on our side of the field. Our next upkeep, we win the game. We got 2 in the deck. Next up, we have Terror of the Peaks. 2 mana, 3 anything, 5/4 flying. Spells your opponent casts that target Terror of the Peaks cost an additional 3 life to cast. Whenever another creature enters the battlefield under your control, Terror of the Peaks deals damage equal to that creature's power to any target. So it's very, very good to pull out early game with Outlaw, so that way any other creature you drop down on your battlefield is going to be doing its damage equal to that creature's power to any target. So definitely want to try to get him out first with Brazen Outlaw if you can. Next up, we have There and Back Again, 2 red, 3 anything. It is an enchantment saga. So with the first saga, up to 1 target creature can't block for as long as you control There and Back Again. The ring tempts you. We went over the ring mechanics in the Lord of the Ring deck. On your next upkeep, it goes to Saga 2, and you get to search your library for a mountain card, put it onto the battlefield, then shuffle. Then on your 3rd upkeep, which would be the 3rd saga, you get to create Smog, a legendary 6/6 red dragon creature token with flying haste, and when this creature dies, create 14 treasure tokens, which is more than enough to pull off a victory through Revel in Riches or pretty much cast anything we want. So if we can pull that off, yeah, it was very, very nice. We got 1 in the deck. Next up, we have Rift Liberated Primal. He costs 1 white, 1 green, 1 red, 2 of anything. Flying, War 2. He's a 5/5, but since treasures can be spent for any mana, we can, and Outlaw can pull them out of the deck as well. So we can run these types of colors in the deck. Other dragons you control have War 2. At the beginning of your end step, if a creature or planeswalker an opponent controlled was dealt excess damage this turn, you get to create a 4/4 red dragon creature token with flying. It's very, very good. It helps protect your dragons with ward. Not to mention, if a creature or planeswalker was dealt any excess damage this turn, you get to create a 4/4 red dragon creature token with flying. So it's very nice. We have one in the deck. Next up, we have my favorite dragon, Ancient Copper Dragon. 2 mana for anything. It's a 6/5 Elder Dragon with flying. Whenever Ancient Copper Dragon deals combat damage to a player, roll a d20. You create a number of treasure tokens equal to the result. So if you deal damage to your opponent, and you roll the d20, and you roll a 20, you get to create 20 treasure tokens. Straightforward, straight, simple, absolutely amazing. Next up, we have Siege Dragon. He's the highest mana cost we have in the deck. 2 red, 5 anything, flying. He's a 5/5. When Siege Dragon enters the battlefield, destroy all walls your opponent controls. Whenever Siege Dragon attacks, if the defending player controls no walls, it deals 2 damage to each creature without flying that player controls. So this is very, very good for board wiping our opponent if they're playing walls. Not to mention if they're not playing walls, we'll be able to get to deal 2 damage to all of their creatures whenever Siege Dragon attacks. It's very good, and we got one of him in the deck. Next up, we have our lands. We have 3 Dwarven Mine. It enters the battlefield tapped unless you control 3 or more other mountains, and when it enters the battlefield untapped, you get to create a 1/1 red dwarf creature token. So it's very good. Helps us pull out a creature, generates us mana. We have 3 in the deck. We got 15 mountain and 2 geothermal bog, just in case we need to pull out Revel of the Riches sooner, since that is our alternate win condition. And if you could pull that off as quick as possible, then yeah, that would be really the way to go. And that's why geothermal bog's in there. So with that said, like we always do, we'll play through a couple matches, 2-3 matches, so you can see how the deck fares. I hope you all enjoy it. So let's go ahead and get to that portion of the program. Normally doesn't take this long to find a match. So not a bad hand. I wish we were starting with the outlaw, so that way we can start building up our treasure tokens. We're gonna take 1 mulligan. Alright, no more mulligans. We can't take any more, because we cannot risk a bad mulligan. So I don't think we're gonna be pulling off that anytime soon, so we can just get rid of that real quick. Playing a simple pop-up deck. Yep. Merfolk deck. that's kind of aggravating. That's all he's gonna do is try to attack with that because it's unblockable. Let's see if this man is going to be smart and block all four, or if he's going to let one go through. Let Stormkin go through. I dare you. Don't block him. Block Vault Robber. Crap.
not a bad little deck he's playing with. I mean, it's a very simple Merfolk deck, but it's not bad. Kinda actually makes me want to go and make one like that. It's very simple though. Which, I mean, I guess this deck's pretty simple too. All it is pump up. At least he didn't. At least he wasn't playing counters, so. I don't know why it doesn't want to give us the outlaw. Got 4 in the deck. I ain't dealing with that. No, sir. Stupid elves. Of course he's got another one. God, dog. Yeah, that's gay. I hate elves, man. I hate elves. They're so cheap. Freaking cheap, man. I can't stand them cards where it's so easy just to, oh, I play this creature. I get to bring in more creatures now because they're just going to keep creating tokens. Ah, I hate that shit. Be a real man. Play a 5-color deck. Come back to me. Why doesn't it want to give us... I swear, this game really, really hates us. Like, bad. Like, the algorithm is terrible. It don't matter how you balance the deck. Unless you toss, like, I don't know, 20, 30 rares in there. Come on, sir. We ain't got all day, buddy. I'm gonna have to take another mulligan because Oh, why are you taking so long, yo? Go, hello. Thank God. Took the man long enough. Nice, playing black. That's game if you can't destroy Smog. Yep, that's game, buddy. Block this. Haha. Oh, you know he's butthurt. There we go. Finally got one. I think we'll play just one more. Not a bad hand for one. Thank you, algorithm. Plenty of mana now. And we're only 2 more tokens away from using Outlaw's effect. So unless this man's got some pro play, he's done. He ain't really doing much over there. Which is a shame. And just like that, ladies and gentlemen, it's that easy. The deck is pretty consistent. It's just you sometimes have to fight MTG's algorithm they have on here. I'll pull up the deck one last time. So you can have one more peek at it. Like I said in the beginning, like, subscribe, do all that fun stuff. I forgot to mention at the beginning of the video, I probably should every time, I'm affiliated with GrayVikings.com. They specialize in Magic the Gathering codes for booster packs, card sleeves, avatars, pets, you name it. They have it all at reasonable prices. If you use my link, anything you purchase through my link contributes to my cumulative score on there, and in turn I can turn those points into coupons that I can give out as codes to everybody, like $5 and $10 codes to use on their website. So if you do use GrayVikings.com, make sure you use my link that is down in the description. And with that said, I'll see everybody next time.